Let's go. Okay.
You know, we're often taught in Hollywood films that the bad guys don't get to win, that there's consequences for your actions, right? But the older you get, the more you realise that simply isn't the case. I've been lucky to do this 12 years now, and in that time I've witnessed YouTube empires rise and fall. Hell,
I have no idea who this guy is. It was just suggested to me randomly a week and a half ago. Up to you.
my stomach and waistline rise and fall, subsequently rise again, unfortunately. And amidst those 12 years, I can pinpoint the worst moment of my whole career without hesitation, the absolute low point of it all. 6 years ago, on a cold winter's morning, a Japanese news crew turned up to my apartment from the biggest morning news show in the country called Mezamashi Terebi. I'd been contacted because something awful had happened, and I'd been asked to explain why. One of the world's
Ooh, he looks very young here.
biggest YouTubers at the time had turned up and done some really messed up things, from throwing Pokemon balls at police officers and terrorizing the public, to going into a forest and filming something so horrific I can't even explain what it is, because it would instantly have this video blacklisted.
Well, you know, I can tell you what it is, because I'm not afraid of my not my channel, but this particular stream getting demonetized. It's already unmonetized. I keep it that way. Plus, when I upload this, if you see this reaction video as a video, it was called Sue Forest. Guess what he saw?
Never stand next to a dead guy?
I was really embarrassed to be associated with this in any way. But as a foreign YouTuber in Japan, I was the closest thing the TV show had to the guy in question, right? And I had to sit and explain to several million people why a foreign YouTuber would so brazenly exploit the dead for views.
Because he's an idiot?
Not a normal situation, right? Sitting in your apartment, 9 a.m., surrounded by cameras, having to explain that. What do you even say? You know.
You say the guy's an idiot.
And in a normal world, what that guy did would have been a career-ending move.
I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
No, you did exactly what you thought it would. It really didn't backfire on you. Shut up.
If not that, then perhaps another video he posted just weeks later, tasering dead animals and attempting to give CPR to a koi carp that he pulled
My point exactly.
out of the water.
Lapse in my judgment.
And in the years since, the headlines surrounding this guy have continued to spell bad news. There's not been much in the way of a
CryptoZoo, CryptoZoo, CryptoZoo. Go watch CoffeeZilla. I might even watch that video someday.
redemption
I've made a
arc.
severe lapse in my judgment.
With all that in mind, you can probably imagine my disappointment when Mr. Beast, the world's biggest YouTuber, partnered with this guy, Logan Paul, and endorsed him to an audience of over 300 million subscribers. Many
He's going to say many of them children. I thought this move was absolutely great for them. However, the stuff that they were trying to sell is garbage. Let me tell you a story. I went to the US last year, 2024. I was there during April. We went to LA for a few days to go be in Universal Studios in the theme park and all that stuff. That was great. The one thing that I went to the States with was like, I'm going to try stuff that I haven't tried before, even though most of the stuff you can get there, we can get over here. My boy was like, Daddy, I want Prime Juice. I was like, what the hell is Prime Juice? It's like, it's an energy drink. It's like, you're 10 years old. You're not allowed to have any energy drinks. He said, no, it's for kids. I said, fine, let me grab it. And see if it's an energy drink or just, one of those stupid drinks. I look at it. It's fine. No caffeine, no taurine, none of the Red Bull stuff. I said, okay, fine. He drank a little bit of it, just a little bit. Now, he's a kid. He loves to drink sugary drinks. It's fine. We don't give them too much, so I don't feel like, it's not a bad thing. Every once in a while, it's fine. He didn't drink too much of it, and I was like, oh, let me check why. I took a sip. It is disgusting, but it does have the Red Bull taste, Well, the one that he got had the Red Bull taste. It is so awful. It is so, so awful. I could not believe they even sell those. And then I found out it's sort of like it's not a scam, but it's really poorly made drink. So whatever.
Of them kids. Now it's an exciting month for Mr. Beast, particularly with the impending launch of the somewhat controversial Amazon TV show, in which he allegedly spent $14 million constructing what appears to be a rainbow-coloured prison camp. Honestly,
that show has so much controversy in it. I didn't even watch the first time he did it, but I heard it's good from my kids. They watched it. But that was probably the only Mr. Beast video they've watched, which is odd, you know, they're kids.
Until this year, I didn't really have any opinions on Mr. Beast. His content isn't really aimed at me. Still, you look at the 300 million subscribers, the 200 million views per video, and it's hard to deny that that is an impressive achievement. And you have to wonder what drives someone to want all that. You know, where does that motivation come from? We're told that it comes from a desire to make the world a better place. It's about inspiring kids and highly publicised charity work. And even a cold-hearted cynic like me wants to think that the person at the top has a noble ambition, you know, that they're guided by something more than just a masked ambition for.
I'm just looking at the views. 214 million views. That's not just kids. That's insane. I'm just thinking, I know he puts in a lot of money into production. I'm just giving you like regular CPM, not his CPM. CPM is like what you get per 1,000 views. Normally it's about $2.5. During January, it's less than $2. During November, December, it's more than $2. You get it. Mr. Beast is known for getting between $4 and $5 per 1,000 views. So I'm gonna put 204. Let's say 15 million. Let's be generous. He got another 10 million views. Divided by 1,000 times $4. Just on that video alone, throughout the course, it's around $860,000 per video. Yowza. Yowza.
Money, views, power. Maybe he really is a force for good. Oh, wait.
No, he's not.
He just wanted to sell snack boxes to children.
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
Snack boxes that quickly appeared in photos shared online to have practically turned mold into a flavor profile. Yummy.
Ugh, I didn't know that. That's even more disgusting.
Yum yum, shut up and give it to your kids. It's got an electrolyte in it. He partnered with...
Oh my God, it's got electrolytes. What are electrolytes? It's good for plants. It's what plants crave. Dude, it is idiocracy to a T.
The guy who not only did all the awful shit that I just listed off, but who recently turned one of the most important moments of his life, his wife's pregnancy, into one big billboard for the aforementioned snack box. At first, it was very strange. Like, how could Mr. Beast, a guy who is famed for being a genius, who mastered the algorithm, how could he not calculate that partnering with such a man would be anything other than a shit idea? But perhaps it shouldn't come as a surprise, as this is literally the guy who once made a video saying Logan Paul's name 100,000 times.
What? I knew he counted until 1 million or something, but I didn't know he did that.
Several months before Logan Paul himself went into a Japanese forest and gave the world 100,000 reasons to forget his name. Who knows, saying a name 100,000 times, maybe it does something to you, you know, like a kind of crappy...
Yeah. That is a good look for a guy who has to say the same thing, not the same name, the same thing 100,000 times. How did he keep count? He probably said it 100 times for reals, and then they must have doubled it. I don't believe he actually did that, but we'll put that aside. But if he did, good on you, man.
version of Inception. Maybe that's why he partnered with him. Or maybe it was the fact that Logan Paul's Drink Prime is selling hundreds of millions of dollars. And such a partnership was an opportunity simply too good to ignore. Now, until this year, any criticism of MrBeast was immediately the subject of much backlash, particularly due to his extensive charity work. Philanthropy can be a very powerful.
I really don't mind that he did the blind thing, the deaf thing, and the African well thing. The problem is it was overly commercialized and overly hyped, and I'm not sure how much good it actually was doing after they leave. How much good does it do is when the cameras are turned off, the influencer leaves, and a month later, you get to see, well, if they needed a well and a month later they still have a well, then it improved. And that's the kudos to him.
Defensive mechanism. I still remember a year ago, the backlash Jacksepticeye, Sean, received after he famously said that MrBeast was ruining YouTube and that YouTube became more about money than it did about having fun. Agree with it or not, it's not an unreasonable opinion to have.
I agree with that. I don't like Jacksepticeye, but I agree with that.
And we're all entitled to have our opinions, right? But like clockwork, MrBeast called him out in a now deleted and somewhat childish.
It just goes to show that even though MrBeast is an older man, I think he's like 30, 32, and he's done this since he was, 16? He knows YouTube's in and outs, and he is, let's say, he is close to the plate. We'll call it that. It's really hard for me to be super annoying like this, but yes, it's not ruining YouTube, but it's gaming YouTube. I think gaming YouTube is a lot more accurate than that. You know what you're doing. Stop.
Outburst saying, "So I ruined YouTube because I didn't buy a mansion and a sports car. I inspired kids to help people." Oh, he says that out loud.
You an absolute liar. You did not inspire kids to help people. You inspire kids to watch your videos. You say so as well. When you go out and do these podcasts all over the place, and you're like, you did Joe Rogan, you did all these famous podcasts. I've seen clips of them. You're definitely talking about playing the algorithm, click-through rate, all that, the impression stuff. Dude, you know YouTube's ins and outs. That's fine. That's totally fine. But don't say you're inspiring kids, because you're not out there in every ending or beginning of video telling kids to open up their own channel. Because if you do, then you have 1 million channels created overnight with kids thinking they can be MrBeast, trying to copy your editing style, trying to copy the stuff that you do. And it only serves to diminish them watching you. You're not doing that.
And yet, literally last month, it was revealed he did have a sports car because he got done for speeding in it, complete with a
Do 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 da 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 da.
Disappointed!
nice clean-shaven mugshot to match. In an also now deleted video where he bought a BMW i8, a $100,000 car.
So I guess I'll show you guys the inside.
Which I think fits the definition of a sports car. Allegedly, he drove it 122 miles per hour in a 70 mile per hour zone. And look, granted, he was a young man.
Get wrecked. I would do it too, by the way, completely.
He's come a long way since, and we all make mistakes. I myself have got a speeding ticket or
Me
two.
too.
Not for doing 122 miles per hour, but I don't think my K car could do that speed if I pushed it off a cliff. But that reply of his always stuck with me. Right there, it was the story of how MrBeast kind of sees himself. And as somebody who did charity fundraising myself this year, you know, cycling for 2 weeks, raising $1 million, I think it's great that you can use charity as a sort of shield. The next time somebody criticises me or my videos or anything about me, my hair, I could be like, fuck you, I cycled on a bicycle for 2 weeks, I raised $1 million for charity, I inspired kids. Oh, he says that out loud. Now, a few weeks ago, I had a rant about this on a stream after I drank a little bit too much caffeine. And now people have heard the story of how I became Logan Paul's PR man. Hopefully people understand why I had that rant, both here and there. It sort of went viral online on YouTube and Twitter.
I've never seen it. I'm watching a lot of YouTube. I've never seen this guy ever. Maybe I'm not like interested in Logan Paul and the algorithm wouldn't lead me there, but I never heard of this guy. He must be great. $1 million for charity is all fine and dandy. I have not done that. You've done that, but go ahead.
In a few places, and it was quite interesting seeing the response. I also felt quite exposed.
What was that? Anyone who thinks Mr. Beast is about anything other than making himself richer YouTuber in the world has missed something. YouTubers Chris Broad, probably that guy, CDog VA called out Mr. Beast and his manager. Dude, Mr. Beast has videos prepared already for like the amounts of years that he is like planning on doing this, like after a year, after 5 years, after 6, after 10 years, after 20 years. He has videos uploaded on his channels ready to be released on the date of his channel creation and his sort of going into prediction. We all know this. This is how I know Mr. Beast, from basically that. And him donating stuff to Twitch streamers. I cannot believe he's trying to have that facade of, I'm not doing this for the money. You're not doing this for the money. You're doing this for a shitload of money.
Because, you know, it's easier just to say nothing on these sort of matters. Keep your head down, like most people. Even doing this video now, very stupid of me. This video will open myself up to more scrutiny than I would have otherwise had. I had a few people sort of distance themselves from me, which is fair enough. He's a powerful guy, old Mr. Beast, and entire companies are built around him. People don't want to burn that bridge. I also witnessed some comments saying the Logan Paul thing was 6 years ago, the Forest incident, it's in the past, we have to forgive, we have to forget. Time to move on. And I agree, if somebody shows remorse for their actions and learns from it and moves on, then he should be able to forgive them. Even
yes, but like I said, Logan Paul doesn't actually learn. All he learned was, yeah, I'm not gonna do that ever again. I'm just gonna do something else.
For something perhaps as bad as all the stuff he did in Japan. But type Logan Paul's name in online and the headlines aren't exactly a source of inspiration. It's never too late to turn it round, of course. Last year I made a video on 2 influencers who were kind of the spiritual successors to Logan Paul, who came to Japan and did some really fucking stupid things.
Johnny Somali and somebody else?
One of them didn't learn from his errors and is now in a South Korean jail. And the other guy, who rode a bullet train without paying, went back home to Cyprus to become a member of parliament in the EU. Yes, it seems Phidias, the man who treated Japanese infrastructure like his personal Disneyland fast pass, is now the Che Guevara of Cyprus.
Oh my God. And I think he also did that for a goof and a video. You can never tell with these people. Johnny Somali was over here as well. People forget, like, he went from Japan to Malaysia, I think, or the Philippines, and then he came over here. He got his ass handed to him on an Israeli street. Holy shit. And he didn't spend a lot of time here. He knew that people out here during a war, you do not mess with people on the street. You don't mess with them, dude. Just don't. We're nice and stuff, and people think we're Jewy. You don't understand. Every place has its. The English call them chavs. The Australians call them bogan. The Americans might call them rednecks, but it's not really rednecks. But take the, let's say, lower our IQ part of society, lower the IQ a little bit more, and you have that in every single country. And Johnny Somali went and picked a fight with those guys. Not the best idea.
But whether I like it or not, and I definitely don't, this drama crap matters, because when I run into a friend, family, viewer, the first question they always ask is, oh, what do you think about that drama on YouTube? What do you think about Mr. Beast's mouldy lump?
I like my cheese drippy, bro.
What do you think about Hawk Tour Coin?
Give him that hawk
What did you
I need to react to Hawk to a Girl someday, maybe. That stupid coin, whoever paid that money is even dumber than she is.
think of Logan Paul's brother fighting a crippled pensioner and acting like it was somehow a victory for the ages?
No, he fought him for the money. He fought everybody else for the money too.
The influences we see, the drama that unfolds, it all matters because that is how people perceive YouTube in the modern era. And this week's most notable controversy is a good example of that, with Hawk Tuah Girl selling her audience an incredible new cryptocurrency.
Hawk Tuah Girl's meme coin crashes from 500 million to 60 million in minutes. Fans in a meltdown. Dude, she did not make any money off of it. It's those crypto scammers that went through her manager or whatever, her representation, and they convinced the representation. And she just went along with it. She didn't know what was going on. And she probably made, I don't know, between $10,000 and $100,000. The scammers went with millions.
They hit a market cap of $500 million and which crashed shortly thereafter, losing 95% of its value and leaving thousands of her viewers out
and ended the 15 minutes of fame.
Of pocket. What makes it crazy is how she condensed the 5-year lifespan of a modern influencer into just like 2 or 3 months. Step 1, have a viral moment. Step 2, have a podcast. Step 3, unleash a cryptocurrency, which quickly goes wrong. And you know, it can be easy to mock the people that bought the coins from this cryptocurrency, right? It should.
Yes, people keep falling for this stuff. I can't believe if it's not the crypto scams, it's the NFTs. If it's not the NFTs, it's some stupid charity, I don't know, hat or t-shirt or whatever. It's people keep falling for it. Normally, it's young people.
Shouldn't take a Harvard scholar to work out this isn't somebody who should be masterminding a fucking currency. But the really sad thing is her viewership trusted her. And whatever you think of those viewers, it's kind of sad, really. Now, when my initial rant got picked up on stream a few weeks ago, it was sort of misconstrued. People thought my argument was making money is bad, or making money is bad as an influencer, which simply isn't the case. And if it was the argument I was making, it would be very hypocritical as somebody who's done sponsored segments myself. If I had...
Yeah, I actually believe this guy. Everybody's on YouTube to essentially make money. Being an influencer, it just means you influence enough people to cough up the money and give it to you. But the other side of it is you actually supply some sort of entertainment, like what we're doing now. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. I'm not making any money off of this. But, very important thing. Anybody who's on YouTube and they're telling you I'm not doing this for the money, technically is lying to you, especially if they have a monetized channel. Now, if they don't have a monetized channel, if they have like millions of subscribers and they're making literally zero money, as in their channel is not monetized, then all the power to you. All the power to you. I would like to make money off of YouTube, but I gave up the notion of actually making like significant money off of YouTube. So and I was really stressed out on making money. I was like, I really want to succeed. I really want to succeed. And I lost the really important thing that is to do with being online in front of a camera, doing this live or not live, is you lose that sense of fun trying to chase that algorithm. Once I let that go and literally stick to just doing stuff that actually make me want to get up in the morning, do my actual day-to-day job, and then make sure I do some sort of content, that makes me happy. Doing my weekly show, that makes me happy. Doing this show makes me happy. I'm not forcing anything. I'm not like scheduling too much, except for it's going to start at 9, just to make sure it's scheduled away. I'm having some good old time. If nobody is here, good. If you guys are here, great. Awesome. Leave a comment. All that good stuff. Yeah.
Hadn't said yes to a few sponsors, I couldn't have built this epic studio. I couldn't have hired a team to create Japan's largest travel series, Journey Across Japan. We had 63 episodes, and only one of them had a sponsor segment in. Very proud of that. And I couldn't have spent 6 weeks in autumn producing a documentary about a Japanese town that tragically got completely destroyed in an earthquake. Please watch the documentary if you see it come up next week on YouTube. It's far more important to me than this. But the argument I hope to make wasn't a controversial one. It's making money with principles matters, and partnering with people that don't mock the dead in a forest matters. And if the people at the top of this platform with unimaginable reach don't have a good moral compass to guide them, then we all lose for it, particularly the next generation growing up watching this, especially if they're raised on a diet of lunchly. My message this Christmas is simple. Choose very carefully who you watch on YouTube, on social media in general, because where your views go really matters. It is an endorsement of that channel, of those people. Obviously, don't watch me, I'm too grumpy and I swear too much. I only let my imaginary children watch 2 YouTube channels. Number 1, Captain Disillusion, and number...
Don't go there. Until you have children, you don't know what's up. I'm just saying, no imaginary kids. If you have kids and they're going to go into the YouTube thing because the TV stuff is going away slowly but surely, regular TV is going away. It's not going to go away completely, same as the radio didn't go away completely. It's still going to be there. But when you're kids, if you have any kids, don't. You don't know which YouTuber or which influencer or what their taste will be, and it's going to be constantly changing day to day. Trust me, I know.
Number 2, reruns of Tom Scott. Please, Tom, come back. It's been too long. And this Christmas, when millions of people sit down to watch Mr. Beast hosting a game show on Amazon with thousands of contestants jumping around carefully choreographed explosions in a field, hoping to be noticed by Senpai, why not put on Home Alone instead? It'll probably be a lot more entertaining, and there's no risk of running into Logan Paul along the way as well. Thanks as always for putting up with me, guys, and as I said, there's some great videos coming out in the next few weeks. Have a good Christmas, and as it is the holiday season, of course, time for me to go and collect my KFC Christmas bucket. See you.
Okay, that was very interesting. I'm just going to tell you the name of the channel, just to make sure. It is called Abroad in Japan. It's got 3.15 million subscribers. It's all about a foreign guy in Japan and all that stuff. Like he said, travel, different things, and charity. Good for him.
Scrolling through the trash, can't believe my eyes. Worthless vids, man, no surprise. Stupid thumbnails, faces all deranged. Looking for gold, all I find is strange.